Hello, my name's Linda and this is my kitchen garden. I'm going to talk you through my choice of seeds that I'm going to grow for the month of May. Now we're getting towards the end of May now, so it's more May, June. So I'm thinking about my succession crops now, succession planting, and my winter crops, because obviously winter's going to be coming around the corner. It's not that far away. We're heading into summer now, and we need to start thinking about getting those established, getting those crops established before the winter hits. And then because they become dormant, then they stay as they are. And then in spring, a new boost of life comes, and then all these crops come into their own, and you can get some nice harvest in spring. So don't want to leave myself too short, and make sure that I've got stuff that's going to be ready to be harvested in spring, and maybe in the hungry gap, so between spring and summer, where you're not harvesting very much. So they're the ones that I'm concentrating on now. So I've already got in my greenhouse, I've got some green sprouting broccoli, which is it's just like little mini broccolis, so that they sprout off the actual bush, grows at quite a big bush, and they sprout off the bush, and you get nice little long pieces of broccoli. That's it. So, and they're lovely, like little tender shoots, and they're lovely. I've already got those going in my greenhouse, so they'll sort me out in that awkward patch where I'm having to buy most of my veg. So yeah, like between the spring and summer, before, just as you're planting out and before you're harvesting, there's like a gap there where there's nothing really. So that's what I'm trying to fill. So I'm going to talk you through what I'm going to plant. So like I say, I've got some green sprouting broccoli in there. I've got red cabbage in there, 2 different varieties of red cabbage. I've got kale, white Burbank, which is another sprouting broccoli that look like cauliflowers. So instead of the green broccoli, they look like cauliflowers. I've got those. I've got Brussels sprouts. Not a massive fan of Brussels sprouts. I've already got planted in there kalettes, which is a cross between kale and sprout. So they're much nicer if you don't like sprouts and you like kale, and you like cabbage. They like that sort of flavour. So they're not as intense as sprouts. I don't mind sprouts, but I've only got one plant I've got for sprouts. That's how much I like them. So so these are the stuff that these are the seeds that I'm going to plant towards the end of May, beginning of June, in 2025. So my first one is the cabbage January King. Now, I think these went out of date last year, so I'm going to try them. They might not germinate, but I'm going to try those because I've had them for a while, but I'm going to try them and see whether they germinate. These are the same. These went out of date last year. These are a green Trevi, and it's an F1 variety of cauliflower, which is a green cauliflower. So I'm going to sow them as well. I'm going to sow some pak choi because I've just harvested my pak choi, so they can go in. I'll plant some more of those. I've got some cauliflower Zaragoza. That's an F1 variety. So I'm going to try them. Not tried those before. I found some more cauliflower seeds in my cupboard. Don't know how old they are, so I'll put them in. These are Romanesco. So I'm going to put some of those in. Now, just bear in mind now that cauliflowers don't like hot weather. So as soon as it goes really hot, they tend to bolt. So if you've got them as babies and they're ready to go in when it's just starting to get cooler, then you'll stand more chance of succeeding with your cauliflowers, because the slightest bit of warmth and fluctuation in weather, then they just go to seed, they just bolt. So do your cauliflowers. I'm going to sow them now, and then hopefully by the time they're ready to go out, they'll be in a position where they're not going to bolt. They won't be big enough. Do you understand? So, but they'll be big enough to survive, and then the weather will start coming. The temperature will start coming down, and they should be okay. Fingers crossed. Anyway, that's my theory. I've got some Boracole Scarlet, which is a kale. I've even got what have I got in there as well? Cavolo Nero. I love that. So I've got about 6 plants of that. I absolutely love Cavolo Nero. Now, don't forget that when all these come up in the winter, all these in the beds at the side here, then I don't need to net them because they're only netted at the moment. I don't get birds in my garden because I've got dogs, but they're only netted at the moment at the back there because of insects and butterflies that lay eggs and get caterpillars, and then they eat them because they love brassicas. But all my winter brassicas, like my purple sprouting broccoli and my green sprouting broccoli, you can move those. So they can be moved around. They're very good at that. So these will be going in these beds when all the tender crops, all the summer crops are finished. I'll be putting my purple sprouting broccoli and green sprouting broccoli, my white Burbank, they'll all be going in these beds here. Maybe a couple of cabbages, I don't know, because I don't need to cover them in winter. As long as they are up and eaten, you've harvested them before the butterflies hatch the next year, then you're all right. I'm going to plant some more beetroot. Now, beetroot are more of a succession plant, just as the pak choi are, they're succession. So I've got beetroot growing, so I'm going to put some more in. It was last month, I put every month, I'll just put a little batch of beetroot in. That variety is Boston, that one. These, by the way, were 29p, these seeds, and I bought them last year in a bulk buy. And most of them haven't germinated, so I'm not holding much hope for them. They might not even germinate, but most of the seeds haven't even germinated. So that's how rubbish they are. So you get what you pay for, don't you? 29p. Radish. I'm going to do some more multi-sow. So I multi-sow the beetroot and I multi-sow the radish. So I'm going to be multi-sowing radish today as well. Purple sprouting broccoli. And these are radish black Spanish long. Now, I've never had them before, so I have no idea what they are. But I'm going to try them. And then my peas, I've got absolutely hundreds of pods on my pea plants here. So I'm going to, maybe not today, but in the next few days, I will be doing some more peas. So I'm going to plant more peas, and I'll do them I might even sow them direct. I've just got to suss out where I'm going to put them. because when these are finished, I need another lot of peas. So I'm hoping to get two different successions. Well, one succession, if you know what I mean, of peas this year. So without further ado, let's crack on and get some seeds planted. My favourite ones to watch on YouTube are what people sow in which month. So I love to know what people get up to and how they sow theirs. And everybody's got a different way, so don't think that my way is your way. You'll find a way that suits you. So let me know in the comments below what you're planning on sowing for this month or next month. Or if you've not even thought about doing some winter varieties of vegetables, then let me know what you're going to have a go at. That'd be great. So just have a go and see what happens? What's the worst possible thing that can happen? They don't survive. It doesn't matter, does it? Just keep going and keep trying, and you can grow all these, everything that I do, in pots. You don't need any beds, you don't need a giant garden, you don't need a farm, you don't need a homestead. You just need a pot, and that's it. If you've got room for a pot, you can grow a cabbage. That simple. So that's it for this one. You take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a great weekend. Bye for now. Bye.